I would actually now go to a completely different industry, which is reinsurance industry, and I would like Dr. Anjan to give his perspective, since from bank to now reinsurance, and we are lucky to have insurance, bank, and all amalgamation of great experts today in the group. So I'm trying to get a diversified perspective. So that's why I'm going to Dr. Anjan. So Dr. Anjan, over to you, and I would love to hear that what all innovation and what all disruption you are bringing in as a change for our audience to learn.
Sure. Thank you, Runa, for the beginning, and thank you, Madhvi. I think you set the context extremely pertinently. And at the outset, everybody attending this, stay safe, stay vigilant. These are challenging times, so all of us needs to be conscientious about what's going on. Yes, and Runa, I think the key point around what's been happening, and I'm going to probably spend my 5 to 7 minutes in dissecting a couple of things. One is I probably will give you a bit of an idea of what this is shaping up from an industry, which is fintech, reinsurance, etc. Start a little, spend a little time on what it means for skill development, and I think Madhvi alluded to that. So I'm going to spend a little time of what some companies, and especially what reinsurance companies are beginning to think through in terms of how is it that we're looking at skills, and then probably take forward. But I think broadly, when and again, in terms of change, the way I foresee this industry taking off is that there was already a certain level of disruption before COVID took place. So by itself, was going through a fair amount of change, right? And I think what happened after the COVID, and during what we are facing today, is the fact that that entire change, or the pace of change, got kind of catapulted into, so therefore there was an anticipated turnaround time which got reduced courtesy what we are going through today. And I think, and some of these tractions that I see happening in the fintech sector fundamentally is that, there is a bit of a acceleration of what I call as a small fish taking over the big fish paradigm, where you see these small nimble firms creating prototypes of big bank services, and using smart ways of, say, hedging to cryptocurrency, ETF designed by AI, engine-based savings, cross-boundary transfers. We're also looking at, and taking care of the regulatory piece, being much more transparent on the regulatory piece cross country. So I see a lot of work in, especially in the insurance and reinsurance space, as well as in the fintech space, where small firms are replicating in a much more nimble way to acquire these capabilities, and they're doing it pretty fast. And I think what is important also to know, and when I talk about pace, when I take an analogy of say the telephone, and if you're looking at 76% of the entire US population adopted, the 50% of the US population actually adopted, took 76 years to adopt the phone, right? And India, it took 90 years. The smartphone actually took 10 years, right? So if you're looking at the speed of change that we are going through in terms of the imperatives that's going on, and it's obviously cascading down to HR, talent, people, practices, it's humongous, right? And what I feel good about the whole thing is it's not extremely depressing. I think the trends that I'm also seeing in fintech, even during the COVID, is pretty impressive, because I see a lot of valuations happening around fintech credibility, nimble firms getting prominence, etc., etc. And I know I remember a quote from Julian Corbett, who's actually the chief information officer in PwC, who predicted that whilst we are looking at change and we are adopting to change, it's our leaders, and that's where HR comes in especially in the insurance sector. 70% of our fintech leaders are extremely overwhelmed by the pace of change. And that's something that he predicted in 2020. So it's a report that came out about a month back. And that is concerning, because it's not only looking at workforce, it's also looking at leadership. How do I build or capable, how do I kind of equip the leaders to cope to the changes that we're looking at, not getting overwhelmed by the whole thing, as well as cascade that leadership down to their teams. And I think that's an area that we need to work on from an OD standpoint, kind of make themselves and prepare themselves from the whole situation. In terms of certain interesting factors that I thought was having a huge amount of predominance, especially in the reinsurance industry, is that a lot of fintech companies are influencing business models in the insurance sector. So you are not going to see a very exclusive business model of an insurance or a reinsurance. There's going to be an amalgamation of fintech services in an insurance company or a reinsurance company. Uh, and at the sake of sounding very stereotypical, it's digital, digital, digital. There is nothing else in this world that's as critical as digital today. So and I think it's something that we need to really sit through at what is it that is meant for. The other thing is what typically banks and fintechs are known as is that there is a product they offer to the consumer or the customer. Now it's changed the other way. It's that, hey, what is it that the product that you want? And therefore HR has to actually change their positioning from not only in the internal centricity of serving the people, but also looking very dispassionately and having a very big focus on how is it that we are serving the customer. So there's an outside in approach that Steve Woolrich calls out that's getting embedded in, especially in insurance sector, because we are very, very high in client facing, especially in the reinsurance. We have very big clients as well as small clients for who are in the insurance sector. And it's a critical, it's our blood. You have to ensure that our clients, and these are big clients with high valuations, that they get what they get, what they want from us, right? So that's something that I thought was very interesting. The other thing that I thought was interesting from an HR standpoint is that there will be, and this is again from a structural point, there would be an increased collaboration between HR and IT, more in terms of budget sharing, more in terms of the collaboration that you need. There was already pre-COVID, but I think it's going to be impetus. So there will be an impetus on collaboration with HR and IT. I'm beginning to see positions getting evolved in terms of business analytics, HR, and IT, which is very, very fascinating for me to look at. Um, Innovation mindset. I think Madhvi talked about it. We need to build that mindset within our leaders. That's something that we need to really look through. I think from a hiring standpoint, and to your point, to kind of depth down a little more, from a hiring standpoint, I think my prediction would be that we will go back to the IITs again. But typically, there was this phase between the 1980s and 1990s where, there was a transition between the IITs, then moving into an MBA, and then you do a finishing school and broad base yourself. I think there is a stock check between fintech companies to actually go back to the tech companies who possibly would give that capability. And that will become a threshold across functions. So you're expected to know cloud, you're expected to know Tableau, you're expected to know Alteryx at the beginning, right? Along with the fact that you are a CA or a chartered secretary or an MBA in finance, that's given. But you have to have that threshold with that technical orientation which cuts across cross-functionally. And to me, that is a critical one to look at. And my last point is, I think the future is in Asia because because there's some data saying from 2020 to 2040, 180% of your population, there'll be a growth in demographics, which is middle class will go 180%. So the future is in Asia. I feel extremely confident, as well as I'm very encouraged by what the growth is showing in terms of the finteching strategies. With that positive note, I hand it back to you.